is CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay Maru. Thanks for joining us. Canada has officially been stripped of its measles elimination status. This means that after nearly 3 decades of being disease-free, the highly contagious viral infection has come back with a vengeance. It has resurged in nearly all provinces, primarily because of declining vaccinations. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver takes a deeper dive into the return of this preventable childhood illness.
Measles is one of the world's most contagious diseases, but low vaccination rates leading to a year of outbreaks across the country have lost Canada its measles-free status.
Everything's pointing in the right direction. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop the outbreak completely in time to lose our elimination status. But the direction of travel is that we will get it back.
Canada received its measles elimination status in 1998 after decades of rallying to stop its circulation. But now the virus has come roaring back. From 1998 to 2024, an average of just 91 cases were reported annually. So far this year, 4,800 cases have been confirmed, with another 362 considered probable.
It's because of some localized areas that have been under-immunized. And it's a shame because it's not a reflection of overall Canadian experience.
Measles infects the respiratory tract and then spread throughout the body, with a rash and high fever the most common symptoms. While most recover, it can cause deafness and, in rare cases, death.
The second the rash starts, it's like anybody would know. Literally from head to toe, under their feet, in between their toes, everything.
Michelle Sear's daughter was hospitalized with the measles last month. Sear has no idea where she caught it.
Make sure you do your vaccinations. That's my biggest concern, because if I was a little late with hers, and I think that if I would have got it on time, then maybe she wouldn't have got it.
The Public Health Agency of Canada says transmission is slowing, but that it will take time to finish this outbreak. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Windsor police were called back to Titan Tool and Die today amid allegations Unifor members were hurt on the picket line. Unifor Local 195 President Emil Nabout says 3 striking workers were struck this morning by a transport truck. According to Nabout, it happened after a truck from Michigan left the factory. He does, however, describe their injuries as minor. Windsor police confirming they were there to investigate but would not confirm the injuries. The company would not confirm it either. Titan does have an injunction which prevents Unifor from barricading the entrances to Titan and Futura Tool. About 25 Titan Tool workers have been locked out since August 11th, and they've been maintaining a picket line ever since.
Basically, under the management direction, the transport truck came here to pick up some tool and equipment, and basically they make no attempt to stop the truck. The Windsor police was being contacted, and hopefully we could lay the charges against the driver who have willful intent to harm people who just here fighting for their job.
A 65-year-old man is recovering after being struck by a fire truck in East Windsor Friday night. Police say it happened around 9 o'clock at Riverside Drive East and Parent Avenue. A preliminary investigation found the man was crossing the street outside a designated crosswalk when he was hit by a Windsor fire truck. He was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. At this time, police say no charges have been laid. The investigation is ongoing. Heading into today's meeting of Windsor City Council, the big topic of the day was development charges. That's the fee developers pay to help cover the cost for things like new roads and sewers. Council voting unanimously today to keep those fees frozen for up to 5 years, a move meant to keep Windsor attractive for builders amid some economic uncertainty. The rates were last raised in 2021. Councillor Kieran McKenzie saying this motion adds flexibility with a yearly check-in and the option to end the freeze early if conditions change. City staff also clarifying there is no requirement to hold the freeze for the full 5 years. Council can revisit it anytime. Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkin says at least for the time being, this is a move that makes sense. Meanwhile, the mayor also taking a moment to formally welcome Ward 2 Councillor Fraser Fathers, who won last month's by-election, today marking his first time around the table as a member of council.
I want to thank Mayor Dilkins and all the members of council for the warm welcome that I've had over the past few days as I've tried to understand the goings-on, and a special thanks to administration as well for all their openness to the many, many questions that I've had, and I'm sure the many, many more questions that I have coming forward.
And you may have noticed there are some unusual objects around council chambers. Councilors and staff bringing in toys today, helping kick off Sparky's Toy Drive. Windsor Fire expects the need to be high this year, and families who need help can register at 3 different sign-up events, one on Saturday at Forest Glade Arena, one Sunday at the Gino A. Marcus Community Center, and one on the 23rd at Hotel Dieu Grace Hospital. Those details are up on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. And a couple of hours before that meeting, city councilors met with local MPs and MPPs at City Hall to discuss priorities.
How do we surgically look at this and say, what can we do with the seniors to get them off the streets? Because I'm seeing more and more and more of them every day, right? The drugs. Something's got to be done.
Downtown Councillor Ronaldo Agostino addressing what he's seeing in the core. More seniors, homeless, and a drug problem not going away anytime soon, he says. Those issues and many more were discussed during a pre-council meeting today. Councillor Fred Francis also asking when a decision would finally be made regarding the Ojibwe Urban National Park. He would like Parks Canada to run the national park like they do with Point Pelee, but no decision has been made yet as the bridge gets set to open in the upcoming months. The town of LaSalle wants the province to address what it describes as inequities in funding policing services in the province.
It does beg the fact that we have been 20 years plus being underfunded by the province compared to OPPs.
Town Council is greenlighting a letter to Ontario's Solicitor General to begin talks for equitable funding for municipally policed communities. Last year, the province announced $77 million to help OPP-patrolled communities deal with rising policing costs. This year, the Ford government is promising a cap on cost increases, but the same measures and funding have not extended to all municipalities. LaSalle feels the province has an obligation to even the playing field as police budgets increase.
So as a chief, it's not clear to me whether or not services are being reduced to the 11% or whether those services are being subsidized through the province. And so we have a responsibility to explain to our taxpayer that yes, you're paying the sort of the full cost of policing, and it appears that other municipalities are not. But we're seeking clarity on that issue.
A new partnership is helping Habitat for Humanity open another path to affordable housing. The model should allow more homes to be built quicker, and it's one that could be adopted across the country. CTV's Bob Belichico explains.
Instead of shovels, wrenches mark the occasion, a fitting twist for an indoor groundbreaking and a project built on innovation.
Amico came up with the idea saying that they had a bit of property and they wanted to develop modular homes in partnership with us.
A-Links Building Technologies is teaming up with Habitat for Humanity to build 16 new modular homes in Amherstburg.
We need housing and we need it now, and this product can provide that.
The steel-framed modular homes will be built at the A-Links manufacturing facility in Oldcastle. The Amherstburg homes will have a basement. The first floor will be similar to this in-house model with all the amenities along with detail and modern character.
Does it cost less? No. Is the quality higher? Yes. Is it faster? Yes. Because we're building on a day like today when the weather isn't conducive to outside construction.
A cleaner job site and no waiting for inspections, two of the benefits of modular homes built off-site.
They can be servicing the lots at the same time as we're building the houses, at the same time as we're working with the families on their volunteer hours, and they also do, home maintenance training, budgeting training, and a number of other things. So we can do all these things at the same time.
A modular home can be built and delivered within 4 months.
It's going to benefit any family that in the future may want an affordable modular home.
Habitat says the partnership will serve as a model to build affordable housing across the country. Developer Dino Maggio has donated $200,000 to help kickstart a $1 million fundraising campaign supporting the cost of the Amherstburg homes.
In affordability, yes. This will be the new trend. And I commend Dominic and his son. I mean, they're the first ones at bat here, and they're doing a great job.
It's, I think, the today and forward thinking on how to bring a lot of houses to market.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
The city of Windsor is experiencing a disruption with the 3-digit dialing of 311. The city says residents attempting to reach the customer contact center by dialing 311 will not be connected at this time. However, the same services can be accessed by calling 519-255-2489. Service requests can also be submitted by using the Windsor 311 mobile app, 311 online, or emailing 311@citywindsor.ca. The city adds it is working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. The federal government is announcing $186 million to support a new Buy Canadian policy. While the funding was announced today, the details are scarce.
Windsor small and medium-sized businesses were among the first to feel the impact of the tariffs. Yet, through every challenge, Windsor's manufacturing workers have shown resilience, skill, and pride in their craft.
Darren Clark is the VP of Operations for Anchor Danley. The company produces products like die sets, molds, and machinery bases for industries like mining, construction, and energy. They are one of several small or medium-sized Canadian businesses that will eventually be eligible to take advantage of the federal government's Buy Canadian policy. The government saying the policy is designed to strengthen local industry and create jobs. Federal Minister Richie Valdez in Windsor today to make the announcement. She was unable to detail how much of that $186 million figure will come to Windsor-Essex businesses, but says the government will prioritize funding for military defense. More details on the policy are expected to be announced in the spring.
As global trade tensions become more unpredictable, we need to make sure that Canada's success is not dependent on decisions made elsewhere. We control who we can buy from, and we choose to buy Canadian.
Still ahead, close to an end, U.S. lawmakers could finally secure a deal to end the longest shutdown in the country's history. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining me now. Gary, I know I'm probably asking for a lot because we're approaching the middle of November, but I'm not loving these temperatures lately. Full disclosure, I've been quite sick this past week, so with these temperatures, I'm hoping for some good news.
Well, I'm sorry that you've been feeling under the weather. It's November, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look at those temperatures and note that the ebb and flow that we've experienced with warm temperatures 3 weeks ago into the teens, well, the atmosphere is trying to balance itself out. And it's the fight between high and low pressure, warm and cold air that's ongoing for millions upon millions of years that we are experiencing right now. So, case in point, we are below seasonal and it's been chilly. My offer to anyone out there is check the weather forecasts and wear the extra layers required, right? Massive system of low pressure responsible for driving cold air into our region out of the northwest in particular today, and the snow that's developed, even lake enhanced across the Great Lakes proper. That continues with a stream of activity headed towards our friends in London. There's a special weather statement in place. Could see upwards of 15, 20 centimeters in London or Strathroy, just for example. The warmer air will mix into the system, which will change it over from snow to maybe some wet flakes, freezing rain, graupel, ice pellets to rain itself, the green that you see here. So showers are still a possibility, rain showers that is, and most of it lying to the east of us here in extreme southwestern Ontario. Most of the snow we'll see in the next 24 hours will be between London due east towards the city of Toronto, or maybe headed towards Niagara Falls, the QEW, not the best drives, and the 400 north. So, snow, rain, cold temperatures tonight. -3 feels like about -9 to -10. It is windy through the overnight. Windy tomorrow during the daytime, especially in the afternoon, with a high of only +1 or +2. Take a look at the 7-day forecast. Bundling up is a cliche. I hate them, but do it to prevent any sniffles, of course. Some flurries headed our way through the overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, and then warming up. Look at this. Temperatures double digits, sunshine. perhaps Thursday, Friday into a grayer weekend, wherever you are, still find a way to enjoy this fall weather. Sanjay?
And Environment Canada had issued a special weather statement for Windsor and Essex County this weekend, delivering the season's first measurable snowfall Sunday morning. In the 5-hour period from 3 o'clock until just before 9 o'clock at night, Essex County OPP responded to 20 collisions on Highway 401 alone. Police also saying 2 officers were injured when their cruisers were struck from behind by motorists. Constable Steve Dugay says the cruiser had its emergency lights on and flashing, warning drivers to slow down and move over.
One of our cruisers was struck, was rear-ended. 2 officers were inside the vehicle at the time. They were transported to the hospital for precautionary measures. They did sustain some minor injuries. Erie Shores Healthcare is launching a pediatric respiratory clinic in response to the start of flu season. The dedicated pediatric clinic is expected to offer quick assessment and care for children and youth with mild to moderate respiratory symptoms. Those symptoms can include cough, cold, fever, sore throat, wheezing, and even asthma flare-ups. The clinic is staffed by a pediatrician and will operate on Thursdays from 4 to 7 p.m. starting this week and running all the way to March 31st. Appointments can be booked online. Drop-ins without an appointment will also be accepted. Families are encouraged to use the clinic for non-emergency respiratory concerns. Well, Washington is a big step closer to ending the 6-week government standoff with a move by a small group of Democrats who broke party ranks to side with the Republicans. The Senate has now advanced the plans, but it still needs to clear the House and get Donald Trump's signature, so not a done deal just yet. CTV's Joe Malbin has the details.
A bumpy weekend for flying passengers, a staggering number of delays and thousands of flights canceled.
It was madness, craziness, everybody was pissed. It was not a pleasant experience at all.
Airlines drastically cutting flights for safety reasons during the shutdown as air traffic controllers and TSA agents forced to work without pay or calling in sick.
We've been here for 3 days because of planes.
President Donald Trump threatening controllers who don't show up, saying, "Get back to work now. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked."
As we get closer to Thanksgiving travel, listen, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have air travel slow to a trickle.
From airport disruptions and food benefits to millions of Americans cut off, the hardship on Americans doing real harm. And that led to a Sunday night compromise to end the shutdown stalemate.
The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
8 Democrats voted with Republicans enough to end the shutdown with the promise of a future vote on a Democratic demand, an extension of expiring Obamacare health care subsidies, but no guarantee that Republicans will support it.
What we have in this bill is the restoration of all the furloughed employees and a guarantee of their back pay. That's a big win for 2 million federal employees.
Leaving some Democrats bitterly divided.
We're not going to support partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people.
Republicans are cheering the end of the shutdown, but this deal, if approved, will only reopen the government until the end of January. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
Strength in the technology and base metal sectors helped Canada's main stock index today. In Toronto, the TSX gained 404 points. In New York, the Dow added 382, the Nasdaq up 523. The Canadian dollar rising almost a quarter cent today. Gold gaining $112 an ounce, and oil adds 38 cents a barrel. A Windsor event is striking a chord with Taylor Swift fans. This while honoring the memory of an Essex teen whose favorite artist brought her strength during her cancer journey at the Fogalar Furland Club on Sunday. A Swiftie night for Jada, inviting fans to take part in friendship bracelet making, a Taylor-themed selfie wall, and a live concert tribute. The event raising money for the Jada Chartier Foundation, created in memory of Jada, who passed away in 2024 following a 14-month battle with brain cancer. Funds will help launch research into rare childhood cancers like DMG and support families facing similar challenges.
She battled it fiercely. Every day was a new beginning for her, and it was never no why me. It was she grasped the world each day, and she was just glad to be part of it. And we're here to continue our promise to her.
The provincial government has announced more than $1.5 million to expand fertility services in Windsor, Essex. The money is going to Victory Reproductive Care in Windsor to help families access publicly funded fertility treatments. The funding from the Ontario Fertility Program will support more than 160 in vitro fertilization cycles. The province says this will improve access and reduce wait times for local couples. Dr. Victory saying the funding boost, along with previous investments by the province, means they will be able to help nearly 300 couples start or expand their families.
Fertility is a growing concern. Right now, we know that about 1 out of every 6 couples is infertile. So this is a huge dilemma in the population, and so now this is really going to help us to solve that problem.
As Canadians pause to remember and honor those who served tomorrow, a Windsor woman is shining a light on the unsung heroes who stand beside them, service animals who provide comfort, protection, and in some cases, save lives.
Look. Cover. Back. Heel. This is what she would do to protect you from anything in the field. And that's just basic service dog training.
This is Bailey, a 12-year-old black retriever who spent much of her life helping veteran Karen Sutcliffe, who lived with PTSD. Trained as a service dog, Bailey detects changes in mood or anxiety and responds before a crisis hits. When Karen, a member of the Black Watch Regiment, passed away in 2023, Bailey began staying with a family friend who says the aging dog still carries many of its old instincts. Bonnie Broderick says she hopes Bailey's story reminds people this Remembrance Day of the silent service animals performing life-changing work every single day.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can be a killer. It can push people to suicide. It can push them to so many horrible things, coma, you name it. She's got the skills and the training to bring them out of a lot of that. Just her visits every week to the hospital to Karen were very important because Karen would focus on her.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Just in time for the winter weather, the UHC Hub of Opportunities has launched its annual Coats for Kids campaign to help local families stay warm this season.
UHC took over the program in 2002, and then annually we've been able to deliver it for folks across Windsor, Essex, and Leamington.
Saturday marks the kickoff of the 2025 distribution at UHC's Cantillon Drive location in Windsor. For nearly 4 decades, the program has helped thousands of children and adults find winter coats, hats, and mittens at no cost. Families are invited to shop for gently used and new items, a setup that organizers say helps preserve dignity while ensuring everyone finds the right fit. This year, UHC is expanding its reach with several distribution sites across Windsor, Essex. More than 6,000 coats are given out each year thanks to community partners.
You can visit uhc.ca to find all the distribution sites, the dates and times, but we're at Hotel Dew on Prince Road, ourselves here on Cantillon, South Essex Community Centre in Leamington, and then there's one in Amherstburg and Bell River as well.
Gary is back with a final look at weather. Gary.
Sanjay, I'm promising a cold night. You've been warned. Into tomorrow morning, cold to start. Windy as well throughout the day, especially through the midday, early afternoon. Southwesterly sustained at 30 with gusts in the 40s, maybe 50s. There will be even a flurries change over to a mix, if you will. Maybe some rain and or wet flakes. Tuesday overnight into Wednesday morning. We'll go from +2, well below seasonal by about 7 degrees Tuesday to 8 degrees the high, warming up to seasonal. Wednesday to a sunny 9, then a sunny 10. Thursday, Friday, it looks good. for the end of the work week for most. Then the weekend's even warmer still, but grayer and perhaps wetter before we cool down a week from now down to 6 degrees Monday. Bit of a roller coaster ride temperature-wise. Do take care of yourself in this topsy-turvy fall weather.
The town of Tecumseh honored Canada's fallen soldiers with a Remembrance Day service outside Town Hall this past weekend.
We need to educate our youth, especially in the schools, and that's why schools are open on November 11th, so that they do many activities to honor and acknowledge the veterans and to keep the tradition going and the memories alive of all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
A parade led the way to the Tecumseh Cenotaph, where veterans, first responders, and residents all gathered for a solemn ceremony. Deputy Mayor and Essex County Deputy Warden Joe Becchetti saying it's important to continue the tradition and teach younger generations the meaning behind it. Tecumseh Town Hall has also been illuminated red over the past several days in honor of Veterans Week.
We should be thankful every day, in particular what's transpiring around the world today. There is no doubt in my mind that Canada is the greatest country in the world, and we owe a debt of gratitude to the men and women who stood in front of this country for since its existence.
The message is that we should all live in peace, and, well, that's basically it.
And in Windsor, a remembrance service at Miracle Park in Riverside honoring veterans and active service members. Saturday's service near the Cenotaph saw community members, cadets, and local officials gathering in another solemn parade. The event also marked National Indigenous Veterans Day, including wreath laying, the last post, and a moment of reflection. And a reminder that at approximately 10:50 tomorrow morning, representatives of the Windsor Veterans Memorial Services Committee, military representatives, among others, will attend the Cenotaph at City Hall Square in Windsor for an outdoor service. You can find that live streamed on our website. Again, that's 10:50 a.m. on ctvnewswindsor.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.